Are you a Scorpio, or do you know someone who is? Maybe you've heard the basics about Scorpio: intense, mysterious, and a little bit intimidating. But what if I told you there's more to Scorpio than silence, suspicion, and selective emotional access? Scorpio energy is one of the strongest, able to face hard truths, go deep where others avoid, and turn life's toughest challenges into quiet power. Hi, I'm Alice, host of Following Journeys, a show that profiles entrepreneurs and business leaders through the lens of their astrological chart. And today, I'm taking you on a deep dive into the world of Scorpio. There's a power to Scorpio, not always loud, but always present. A magnetic force that draws people in, and a self-protective instinct that decides who stays. Whether Scorpio is your sun, your moon, or your rising sign, this is for you. And if you're not sure where Scorpio shows up in your chart, just go to followingjourneys.com and get your free birth chart. You might discover something surprising about yourself or someone you love. So let's talk about Scorpio. Scorpio is the 8th sign of the Zodiac. It follows Libra's diplomacy and dives straight into truth, transformation, and emotional power. Scorpio energy is about depth, trust, and metamorphosis. Scorpio doesn't skim the surface, it goes all the way to the root. They're often described as controlling or intense because of their willingness to go to emotional extremes. They don't dabble, they dive. And what they find in the depths is often what others spend a lifetime avoiding. Scorpio has emotional stamina. They don't flinch, complain, or avoid. Whether it's grief, crises, or deep transformation, Scorpio stays. They hold space, absorb intensity, and keep moving, even when it hurts. Scorpio is traditionally ruled by Mars and co-ruled by Pluto. Together, they give Scorpio emotional bravery and the ability to regenerate. So if you're a strong Scorpio, you don't just feel, you plunge. You don't just observe, you penetrate. And you don't just connect, you merge. Each sign is also connected to a part of the body, and Scorpio rules the reproductive organs, the seat of life force, creative power, and intimate vulnerability. Maybe you feel emotions deeply, forming bonds on a level others may not fully understand. When Scorpio energy is blocked, it can show up as secrecy, control, or difficulty trusting. But when it's flowing, Scorpio offers powerful healing, emotional renewal, and a capacity for deep, transformative connection. Think back to your childhood. Were you the one who saw through people's words and into their motives? The kid who stayed quiet around certain people, even when the adults told you to be polite because something inside you didn't trust them? Maybe you noticed things others missed, picking up on what wasn't being said, feeling emotions others tried to hide. So even as children, Scorpio energy is deeply perceptive, strategic, and tuned into every hidden layer of every situation. That's the Scorpio depth. Symbolically, Scorpio is represented by the scorpion, small but powerful and deeply protective. Like the scorpion, they know when to defend, when to strike, and when to quietly observe from a safe distance. Their strength, it comes from emotional depth and the ability to navigate what others may fear to face. That's the Scorpio power. So let's talk about Scorpio in relationships, where their power and vulnerability both come alive. Scorpio shows love through loyalty, protection, and emotional presence. They don't do halfway. They either trust you fully or not at all. And once they do, they'll stand by you through anything. They'll say, "I love you," with fierce loyalty. They'll show it by being steady when things get dark. They'll offer you their full self, but only when it feels safe. But because they feel everything, they can be guarded. Scorpio may test you before they let you in. They're not trying to be difficult. They're trying to feel safe. Scorpio can struggle with control when they're vulnerable, holding back emotions, reading between every line, or pulling away. But when secure, their depth becomes a gift few can match. So, what's it like to be close to a Scorpio? It's like standing next to a fire that never goes out. They'll sense what you're feeling before you do. They'll walk through emotional storms by your side without blinking. When they trust you, they open fully, offering a devotion that feels rare and sacred. But earning that trust takes time, and once broken, very hard to rebuild. They don't want surface connection. They want to merge, to know you completely. So, love them with patience, transparency, and steady presence, and you'll have a partner who protects your heart like it's their own. Now, every sign has both a light and a shadow sign. It's not about good or bad, it's just how energy moves. So let's talk about Scorpio. When unbalanced, Scorpio can grip too tightly to what hurt them. They may build walls instead of bridges, hold on to resentment, or try to control what feels uncertain. Underneath it all is a deep need to feel safe because letting go can feel risky. But when Scorpio softens and allows themselves to release what's heavy, they rise even stronger. That's when their depth becomes healing, not just for themselves, but for everyone around them. And Scorpio's life lesson? It's learning that vulnerability doesn't make them weak. It makes them whole. That letting go isn't losing, it's becoming lighter. When Scorpio trusts that opening up won't destroy them, they tap into a depth of power and transformation that few others can hold. Next, let's talk about archetypes. Archetypes are simply patterns of energy, ways we recognize certain roles or behaviors in people. For Scorpio, one of the clearest is the outlaw. The outlaw follows their own code. If something feels off or unjust, they'll stand alone, break the rules, or walk away to protect what matters. Another is the truth seeker. The truth seeker reads between the lines, senses what's unspoken, and dives into emotional depths others avoid. They want what's real and can feel when something isn't. That's the Scorpio energy. Deep, loyal, and always tuned in to what's authentic, ready to transform what's hidden into something powerful. Now, if you're a Scorpio sun, moon, or ascendant, here are a few grounding tips for your energy. Build trust slowly and clearly communicate what you need. Find safe ways to release intensity through creativity, ritual, or movement. Let others see you, even when it feels risky. And remember, letting go of control actually opens the door to connection. And one more thing, did you know that not all Scorpios are the same? Astrologers divide each zodiac sign into 3 10-day sections called Decans, adding unique shades depending on when you were born. So Decan 1 is between October 23rd and November 1st. This is classic Scorpio energy, ruled purely by Mars. You're passionate, focused, and fiercely loyal. Decan 2 is November 2nd through 11th, co-ruled by Pluto. This adds emotional depth, magnetism, and powerful intuition. You don't just sense energy, you read it. Decan 3 is November 12th through the 21st. Co-ruled by the moon, this brings emotional sensitivity, memory, and a protective softness to your Scorpio nature. So which one are you? Let me know in the comments which decan you fall into, and more importantly, how Scorpio energy shows up in your life. Maybe you're the one who always senses what's really going on, even when no one says it out loud. Maybe you're the friend who holds space for others during their hardest moments. Or maybe you're the one who protects what matters, no matter what. That's the magic of Scorpio. Deep loyalty, quiet power, and fearless truth. And if you know a Scorpio who needs to hear this, send it to them. They might feel seen in a way they never have before. See you in the next sign.